Greetings all from Quito, Ecuador. My name is Louis Chavez and I study biochemistry at the University of Arizona, and I'm spending my fall 2012 semester in Quito, Ecuador. Living here has been like living in a National Geographic's magazine. There's so much outdoorsy stuff to do, which I absolutely love. I've seen mountain ranges that are amazing. I've seen volcanoes. I've seen creeks and wildlife that I would have never imagined I'd be able to see. I've been to the Galapagos Islands, and all of this wouldn't be possible without funding from sponsors and donations from FEA. So I'd like to thank you right now up front for giving me this amazing opportunity that I've been able to spend abroad thus far. An aspect that I really like about Ecuador is the rural and more urban community. Right now I'm in the big city. I'm in Quito, which is pretty urban. There's big buildings. I don't know if you can see in the background. I'm at a park right now. It's really developed, but at the same time, they're the more rural areas, which is where my university's at. I have to take an hour bus ride every day to get down to Cumbaya, which is near more rural areas, which is really neat because that way I can really experience both sides of the way that people live here. So I think that's really neat. And speaking of the hour bus ride I spend to get to school every day, little story about that. The descent from Quito to Cumbaya, there's a little bit of an elevation change. So on the bus ride one day, it's more of a roller coaster ride really, because it's like 1,000 feet of changing elevation and twists and turns into a valley. Anyway, one day going on that roller coaster of a bus ride, I wasn't holding on. It was one of my first days to one of the poles, and the driver abruptly stopped, and I tried to grab on to the pole, and I did this nice little ballerina twirl that I thought was pretty elegant, and then I landed on my face. And I mean, that was really embarrassing for me, but the people must have thought it was funny because they were laughing at my mild concussion of an event. So that's a little story that I have to share for you guys. One last part that I just want to throw in is something that has really been a cultural shock, more or less, to me. There's two things. One is time, and I think that's anyone that goes abroad realizes that Americans, for the most part, are pretty punctual, but everywhere else, your bus can just not come because it doesn't want to. You call a taxi and it doesn't come because they don't want to. Your group is an hour late to their presentation project with group meeting with you because they lost track of time. So time, that's just a huge thing. And another huge thing here that has been interesting for me to experience is the personal space, or lack thereof. Sitting on a bus, you really get to know the people next to you. They sit really close to you. There's not many boundaries, but less awkwardly, when you meet people, I think it's really neat that guys will give girls a kiss on the cheek, and I think that's really neat. It's something that I kind of grew up doing because I'm Hispanic, but at the same time, it's not done by everyone in America. And so I think that just that personal space difference between the cultures is kind of interesting. So those are my little FEA facts for the day. Thank you one last time, FEA, so much for making it possible for me to be in this beautiful location, and take care, everyone. Thanks, FEA. Bye.